season 3. My first question is, why y'all do those people like that? I need to know.
Listen, they gave us a platform. They said, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. The sky's the limit. And we literally took advantage. Like, we didn't hold back.
Y'all dominated. Like, I'm going to be a stan for like 2 minutes. Just maybe a minute and 30. The way that y'all dominated that season, like, no shade to like any other of the other houses. There were some that were really good, but y'all were just better. Like, no matter what they came out with, y'all just did it better. It's like, and I felt y'all like, to me, I was like, wait a minute, they playing games, because when you first came on, so the Grand March happened, everybody, I felt like, because I was trying to like fill everybody out and see like who do I like. And like I told you, I didn't even realize what was going on until like after my slow moment happened. I'm like, okay, Juicy's one of my houses that I like. I liked Yamamoto, and I liked Revlon during like the beginning. So the third episode happened with the Animal Queendom. And I'm like, okay, Juicy's standing out a little bit, but y'all was still kind of like, because I think Revlon won that episode. They did like the bee routine, which I really liked. And so I'm like, okay, my teams are still there, but I still haven't seen like a standout moment yet. But episode 4, and I talked about this on my the episode that I did when I kind of recapped the season, but episode 4, y'all took the title, took Superior House. Episode 5, y'all took Superior House. Episode 6, y'all took Superior House. And like that, y'all have to go watch Legendary, because this is ridiculous, because the Horror House Ball, they kill it with like the Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street theme, like pulling out the sleeves. Y'all have to watch. I can't even describe it, but it was ridiculous. I believe you got perfect scores that week. So now y'all sitting up top. Then the next week, it's the anime ball, if I'm not mistaken. Anime killed it, right? And then what was it? Day Day and DYU doing a hand performance. First Day Day did the hand performance, killing everybody. Then they did this shadow, and it's like, why are they on this season? Because they just need to like have their own special at this point, because it's crazy. And then they do the Mission Impossible, where you came out as the Pink Panther, like giving like, what did they call it? The soft and cunt. That was, I called Jeremy. I'm like, have you watched Legendary yet? And he's like, no, you have to. Oh my God, I'm not going to spoil it, but Juicy's going crazy. Like, I don't know what's happening, but they're going crazy. And then like episode 7 was the Money Ball. You guys didn't get Superior House, but you came close. Revlon got that. Really, it was like a season of Revlon and Juicy, if I'm going to be honest. And then here we go again. Episode 8, which is my favorite episode. Episode 8, the Hot in the Shade Ball. If that wasn't an indication of the whole season, the way y'all came in and did that performance, not only were you on your way to get a perfect score, Naomi was like, I don't care about these other groups. They just have to fend for themselves. I'm throwing out my gag flag, so they're not going home. You weren't going home anyway. And then when it's time to do the two challenges at the end, the sex siren and the octopus hand performance, Jesus Christ. Like, I'm like, they are on these girls' necks. They are not letting up. You came out, just obliterated whoever you were going up against. Luce came out, obliterated whoever she was going up against, and it was you two. So I was like, okay, this might be a battle, because Luce was giving it, right? You came out, the first time you came out, you had your wig on from the performance, which was kind of like a tinsel wig, Jamaican colors and stuff like that. She whipped that thing out. Here comes the Naomi Campbell like 30-inch wig coming down. She's killing it, right? So now it's her and Luce. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I don't know if I should be watching this. This doesn't seem like this should be on TV. Like, this needs like a parental guidance, like sticker on it, because y'all were giving it. So I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna stop standing. But when
yo,
when you were going up against Luce, so 2 judges voted for you, and 2 judges voted for Luce. So now the deciding factor is Kelly Rowland, who was the guest judge that week. How did you feel about having to like go up to her, perform in front of her, and then how did you feel for her to vote for you? Because she was into you.
Oh, wait, because it's Kelly Rowland. Like, are you serious? First of all, when we were competing, like, of course you have to go to each of the judges. And like I'm saying, my intuition was like, when they say hold that pose for me, you better look Kelly Rowland dead in her eyes. And I sold it to her at the end. I don't know what happened. I just sold it to her. And lo and behold, she was a person that had to break the tie. So, of course, being a judge from a judge's point of view, you go based off of, like, I don't know, like, you go based off of who turns it for you the most. And I feel like by me giving her that eye contact at the end was really what sealed the deal, because they took out a lot of stuff that she was saying, because she was like so confused. She was like, Luce is giving me fire. She said Lolita is giving me like Mother Earth. She was just like, it's just so much femininity on this stage that is really just making me so happy. And she was just really excited. So I really feel like that deciding factor was when I looked her dead in her eyes, and I was like, Kelly Rowland, vote for me. It was just the stare that I gave her. And then she was like, Lolita. I was like, she said my name. I was like, poor Kelly, this was me saying in my head. I was keeping it cool. You know, I got to keep the professionalism. But baby, and when it was wow. And even Luce first of all, we already knew Luce was going to be the one walking sex siren. And
because who else would?
Right, she was preparing the whole time. She had her waist trainer on. Like, girl, she was not playing walking around backstage. I'm like, so all I did when I went out there, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go out here and do it. I had to call my mom, call my man. I'm like, y'all, I'm the only one that can do sex siren on this team. So, I mean, this is just what I had to do. I had to do it for the win. And I was like, bam.
And you did that. You and her did that, but man, I was like, this was crazy. Like one of the best battles that they've had on the show. Cause I feel like the battles weren't really given what they normally give when people are in the bottom for whatever reason. But this, not that y'all were in the bottom, but this competition right there was like giving it. So now y'all, we're in episode 8 because I'm still talking about it. They got their 50 points. They got their gag flag. Lolita has just gave them another 5 points. So the teams at this point that like may be in the bottom that could possibly get an extra 5 or maybe 10 points to save their house, like the dreams are starting to crumble because now Lolita's taking this 5 points, right? And then she's backstage like, yes, I got another 5 points. So I'm like, I'm wondering how the other people are feeling. I don't know if they saw that or if they saw you when you were giving your interview, but dreams are being crushed at this point. So now it's time for the octopus hand challenge. And when I tell you this was no contest, this was no contest. So it's Kamaya, it's Brooklyn, it's Day Day, and it's DYU. Girl, I wish I can show this. I wish I could pop it up and show everybody. Question. Whose idea was it, like the outfits? Was that already picked out for them, or did you guys have any say in kind of what you wore?
No, they collectively came up. We had say, but they collectively came up with that.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, it being two-tone, it's a gift and a curse, because it's a gift because people's eyes go straight to you. When I was watching it, I could not watch the other people because every time the hands moved, the colors were changed from like neon green to the pink or whatever. Maybe it was red on TV, but I mean, the way it looked weird. It looked neon green and pink on TV to me, but you can see, but also the curse would be if you were out of place at any point, you can see that. You can see every single mistake that you would make. So you guys, they had to be perfect. And when I tell you they were perfect, like I don't even remember who they battled because I never looked at them. Like that's how, and I've seen this show about 6 times and I still cannot look at the other people. It's crazy. Like,
can I say this one thing? Like,
go ahead.
First of all, Hot in the Shade was a revenge episode. Okay. First of all, we were all like being as though it was the Moneyball. Like this is like some BTS behind the scenes, probably never heard of.
Okay, exclusive.
So we all got to stay. Like no one was going home for episode 7. We kind of like everyone was like playing it cool. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm not even gonna hold you. We was tired. We was overwhelmed. They took us to the beach. Then that put a lot of pressure. It was just like we were just so blah. So of course, you know, Revlon came and you know took the grand prize or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think we were just so angry and just so furious at the fact that they took because we were slipping one. And that was like the only time that we were slipping in the competition the whole entire time. And because they came and took our trophy, like literally that night when we did not go home with the trophy, everyone else went to go get drinks, wanted to go get something to eat. They're like, Lolita, you coming down with us? I'm like, no, I'm going upstairs in my room to go write this chant because we had to give a chant talking about all the other houses.
Right.
I went upstairs in my room and wrote this chant. So when they was done doing what they was doing, DYU came upstairs. And I'm like, the music is done. So then when he listened to it, he was like, he said, are you serious right now? He was like, oh no. This is we're going home Superior Trophy. This is Superior Trophy, Mama. I'm like, yeah, I'm mad. I don't know about y'all, but I'm mad. And we were all just so like, we got to get that trophy back. So it was just one of those, it was just the spirit, like our connection, how we work together is just so dynamic. And we're such a force together because each one of us, we all knew our role. We all played our parts. And in the beginning of the whole entire process, we were just given, okay, what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths? And we all played to that. And that's how we were strategically. So that's how we like strategically killed the competition because we all stayed in our lanes.
I mean, and killed it. And killed the like there was no competition. I'm just gonna be honest. There was no competition. Okay, so now that makes sense because the way y'all killed that whole thing, the way y'all that episode, I just kept thinking like this is an example of the whole season because they came in, they had a game plan, whatever that was behind the scenes, and then they come in and kill this performance. DYU popping out of that speaker with them heels on and that ball, and he's twisting and turning and doing and dipping and doing all that stuff. And like you're on stage, you got the mic, Brooklyn's on top of a speaker, Kamaya's in front. Like it was I mean, Day Day is popping and locking. Like it was crazy. It was so much going on. And then they do this hand performance and kill that. So now y'all have 60 points. Like y'all just like nobody, like the people who thought they might get some points is just like, I guess we got to battle because now
they were so mad. Here's the